307 meters, an odd distance to be sure. Now, a couple notes that I want to make here, Paul. The American indoor record is 2:34.19 by Jenn Toomey, and I think that is definitely in jeopardy here. This is the Rabbit Samantha Freeborg, herself a 2:03.83 800-meter runner, so not a bad Rabbit at all. The Australian indoor record is going to go for sure. That's Zoe Buckman, 2:39.47. But as I mentioned when we set this thing up, this is a great matchup for Jess Hull because Nikki Hiltz has such a fantastic set of wheels at the finish.
Well, the pace setter well out in front of the field here as they get early on to racing at the Dempsey Indoor at the University of Washington. This is a 1,000 meters for the women. Also in the field, you see Dorcus Ewo, the Kenyan, running for Puma Elite now, ran at Campbell University, 5th at the NCAA Championships a year ago. Angel Piccirillo, 800-meter specialist there in what is effectively 4th position.
And both of those athletes are coached by Alistair Cragg, the former 3,000-meter indoor collegiate record holder. Alistair and Amy Hastings just had a beautiful little daughter, Isla, and they're training a couple marathoners for the Olympic marathon trials at the end of next week. You can see Coach Powell there in the background looking at her watch. And also you see that Jess Hull is just about ready to take down Freiberg now, and Hiltz just following right in the slipstream.
The world indoor best in this event set by the legendary Maria Mutola of Mozambique, 2:30.94. That was done back in 1999. So that's what Hull would be eyeing. Nikki Hiltz laying in the wake there of Hull as we hear the bell. And this is still all 4 athletes in the field with a lap to run.
Very impressive that the other 2, coached by Cragg, are still in this, but this is how we expected it. Hull is going to have to really hustle to take any sting out of Nikki Hiltz's kick here.
These are season openers for both Hull and Hiltz as they begin to have a little bit of a breakaway. Piccirillo now into 3rd, but Hull and Hiltz will do battle once again as they come off the final turn and into the home stretch here in Seattle. Hiltz now to the outside. Hull stride for stride. Hiltz moves forward and to the lead. And Nikki Hiltz will take the victory. 2:34 high, Tom. We will wait for the official result here as they list Hull, which obviously wasn't the correct result on the timing here. But if that time is correct, Tom, that would be a new American record.
It would be by 1/10 of a second, and Jenn Toomey's mark from 20 years ago. And there's Marisa Powell hugging the 2 of them. Both ran exceptionally well. Certainly, Jessica Hull broke the Australian indoor record and may have, in fact, broken the Australian absolute record, which was set by Abby Caldwell in 23. And Freiberg steps off there, and that's when Jessica Hull had to take up the running. She had to do the best she could to try to take the sting out of Nikki Hiltz's kick.
Well, it's such an interesting year here, Tom. Everyone having to make sort of their own decisions about competition schedules. There is an opportunity to race at a World Indoor Championship in Glasgow in early March. Many of these athletes thinking of much bigger stages on the road to Paris this summer, and Nikki Hiltz opens the season.
Best is 1:59.03, which is not that fantastic for a 1,500-meter runner, but her turnover, her ability to wind it up at the end of